Hey guys, this is Nalini here, and as I've told you all that I'll be joining for this live, so just give me 1 minute. Yeah, hello. Hi everyone. Sorry, some technical difficulties. So, as I told you that I just wanted to do a crochet along for these beautiful keychains or a bag charm. So, as you can see, these are just absolute favorite of mine. They're just so beautiful and they're quite sturdy also, like they're not very flimsy. So I just thought that I'll just give you a live demo, or I'll just go live and we can just make something and have fun together. So shall we get started? So I have two colors from which I want to make any one of, like any one color I wanted to use. So I think both look good. Okay, I'll go with the purple one. So the things which we are going to use, I'll just show you. So is a crochet hook, of course. So I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, as this is almost size 3 or 4, I think so, the yarn. And then we're going to use yellow color for the middle part. So these two colors are going to be used. And okay, then a keychain, of course. So if you don't have a keychain, then you can make it as a bag charm. So if you make it like this, so I can just show you, I'll show you later how you can attach this to your bag even without a keychain. So, and after a hook and key ring, we need a thread cutter and darning needle. And if you have stitch markers, you can use stitch markers, like if you are not able to identify which is the first stitch. So I've just kept this just for reference, safety pins, because I don't have stitch markers, I don't use them, so I don't have it. So you can, if you have stitch markers, well and good, or you can just go for the safety pins. So let's get started. So first we are going to use our yellow yarn. So what we are going to do is we are going to make 12 puff stitches into a magic ring. So we'll start by that. Okay. So I hope that you guys know how to make a magic ring, or I'll just give you a quick tip how to make an easy magic ring. So what we can do, I'll just show you two methods. So one is we just hold the yarn tail with the right hand and our working yarn with our left hand like this, and then just flip your yarn tail on your finger or on your working yarn like this to make a loop, and then this loop you can just flip it on your uh, working loop, and then you get this one. So you can just bring it up like this, and you have your magic ring ready like this. Or what you can do is, like how I make it, I'll just show you. So you just have to hold your yarn like this, because a traditional method of making this yarn magic circle can be little bit confusing, so I won't show you that. So what I do, or this is how I make my magic ring. So I just hold the yarn tail like this and the yarn like this, and lift my index finger and hold the yarn with my middle finger and thumb, and then we can just use our hook and just twist the yarn like this and pinch it here and bring the loop up, and then we can just yarn over and pull through the loop like this, and then the circle, the magic circle or the loop will be standing like this. So what you can do is just hold it and twist it like this, and your magic ring is ready. So after your magic ring, we'll just make one chain to lock it. Okay, and now we are going to just stretch this yarn till 1 centimeter or something like that height, and we're going to make our puff stitches. So to make our puff stitch, after we elongate our loop like this, just yarn over, and then we are going in this circle. So make sure that you crochet along both the loops, that is your yarn tail and the loop. So we'll just yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, yarn over and pull up a loop, and just pull it to match that height of the loop like this. So once we have done it, so again yarn over, go into the circle and pull up a loop and bring it to that same height like this. So 2, this is the third time we are going inside, 3, and now the last time, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, match the height. So we have done 4 yarn overs like this. So we have around 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 loops are there. So now we're going to yarn over and pull through all of them like this, and after that you can just make one chain to lock the stitch. Again I'm going in the circle, so yarn over, go into the circle and pull up a loop and match the height around 1 or 1.5 or 1 centimeter is enough. Again second time, again yarn over third time, pull up a loop, match the height, 3 over, and this is the last time, 4. So we have done our 4 rounds or yarn overs, and now we can just yarn over and pull through all of them and then one chain. So like this we are going to make 12 puff stitches. So again yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, bring it to that height, 2 3 and 4. After this you can just yarn over, pull through all of them like this, and then you can just lock that stitch with a chain. So I'll just keep doing this, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4, and then yarn over, pull through all of them and chain, 4 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull through all of them and a chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull through all of them and one chain. So keep in mind to work around both the yarn tail as well as the loop, because in the end we'll be needing this yarn tail to pull and close the circle. So suppose very less yarn tail is remaining, or it's a very short one, as you can see, so you can just pull that yarn tail a bit to make it longer, and then again continue our work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4. Then close it. Four and close. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. Okay, 4 is done. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we are done making our puff stitches. So now we can just hold the yarn tail and just pull it to close the circle, as you can see, nice and tight. There. So a circle is closed now, and now we can just make a slip stitch on the first stitch on top of your first puff. So this is your first puff, so just on top of it, little before that. So that is your first stitch. So you can just insert your hook into that and make your slip stitch. So now we are ready to change the color. So we'll just make one chain and cut the yarn and just pull it out like this. Yellow color done, so we'll just get it out. Okay, so we're going to use this color. So what you can do is you can just hold the yarn like this, and you can insert your hook into any of the stitches, but I'll still prefer to insert it here, because once you make the puff stitches and come to this, it will be kind of hidden or pushed inside because of the puff stitches. So beforehand you can just use this stitch. This was the first stitch in which we made the slip stitch. So just insert it into that and grab the yarn like this with your hook, bring it out, And if your yarn is thin, then you can just use both the strands to make a chain, or if the yarn is thicker, you can just leave the tail and then make a chain. And we have attached or joined our second color, and now we are going to make 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. So now what we are going to do is, again we are going to make puff stitches, but here we have used 4 loops, the yarn overs for the puffs. Here we'll be using 8, but what I'm going to, I've used 8 puffs in the, like 8 yarn overs for making a puff, but what I feel that is like curling this up a bit, as you can see, and this yarn is little thicker, so it's curling more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 7 puffs, 7 loops to see how it goes, but the actual pattern is 8 yarn overs, just like we did for this one. I have made 8 yarn overs, so I'm just going to try to make 7 this time to see how it goes. So in this we directly made a puff without making a chain 3, but here we are using this one because we are going to surround our puffs with these chains. So I'll just show you how. So after making your 3 chains, we are going to yarn over and we are going into the next stitch. So we are not using the in between stitches. We are going to use all of these stitches which you can see on the outwards of your puff stitches. All these stitches, as out of the frame, I'm sorry for that. So we are going to use all of these stitches. So I've joined it here, so I'm going to make my puff into the next stitch. So same thing, yarn over and insert your hook into the next stitch like this, and pull up a loop, match it to the height of your 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So all these 7 yarn overs we have done into the same stitch, and now the same thing, we are going to yarn over and pull through all of the loops and lock it with a chain. And now we are going to make 3 chains, so 1, 2 and 3, and then we are going to make a slip stitch into the next stitch. So see, this is the stitch which we have used. I hope, yeah, so this is the stitch which we have used. So the next one to that, in that we are going to make a slip stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over and pass it through the working loop. And now again chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And you could have just, I forgot to weave the tail along with your work, so that makes it easy, like later you don't have to weave it in. So I forgot to do that, I'm sorry. So what you can do is, before like when you attach here with your chain 3, you can just carry this along with your work, so you have one lesser work, like one work is less for you to weave it later. So since I missed it, so I'll just leave it and weave it in later. So 3 chains are ready, and we are going into the next stitch. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then yarn over and bring it out of all the loops, and lock it with chain, and 1, 2 and 3. So 3 chains, and we're going to make a slip stitch into the next stitch. So just go into that next stitch and make your slip stitch like this. Then again 1, 2, 3, and I'm going into the next stitch, which is this one. Just go in that stitch and make your next puff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So after your 7 yarn overs, you can just pass it through all the loops like this and lock it, and then 1, 2 and 3. So these 3 chains are like as a border for your petals, so it will be like this: 3 chains, puff, 3 chains. So again we are going into the next stitch and make a slip stitch. So there, again 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, and puff stitch into the next stitch. So this is our next stitch, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then yarn over and pull through all the loops like this, yarn over and make a chain to lock it, then again chain 3 and go into the next stitch and slip stitch, then again 1, 2, 3, and now we are going for the next one. This is the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then again lock it, 1, 2 and 3, and then make a slip stitch in your next stitch, 3 chains, go into the next stitch and make your puff, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and yarn over and bring it out of all the loops and make a chain to lock, then chain 3 and make your slip stitch into the next stitch. So do not miss a stitch anywhere, otherwise you won't have enough stitches later to finish all the 12 puffs. So make sure that you are working in your next stitches. So now this is the next stitch, like this, 1, 2, 3. Again we are going into the next stitch, this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Oh sorry, 7. Then bring it out of all of the loops, 1 chain, and then 1, 2 and 3, and go to the next stitch, which is this one. Make your slip stitch. 1, 2 and 3. I think what I'm going to do, since I forgot to bring it along the yarn tail, I'll just hold it like this and try to mend my ways. The mistake which I've done, I'm just trying to, yeah, you can just hold it like this and work, so it will get woven in this side. So we are going into the next stitch and making a puff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you guys want to ask any questions, you can ask me. If I see any questions, I'll try to answer them. And make your chain to lock it, and then 1, 2 and 3, and then again go to your next stitch and make your slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. After your 3 chains, again go to the next stitch, make your puff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then yarn over and pull through all of them and chain. 1, 2 and 3. And oh sorry, we are going into the next stitch to make a slip stitch. Okay, then again chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and go to the next stitch and make your puff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and make your puff. So if any one of you is making your puff stitch for the very first time, so I just tell you or give you a hint or a tip to how to get, you know, perfect puffs without any mess ups. So what you need to do is, I'll just make my 3 chains. When you're bringing the loop up, what you need to do is, when you yarn over, just keep your finger on the loop and then you go inside, so that this one doesn't move from its place, because all the loops have to be of the same height and size. So if this one is not proper, then they will be like, one is bigger, one is smaller, and then they won't look nice. It will be a messy puff. So whenever you yarn over, just keep your finger on that yarn over and then insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop like this, and then now yarn over again, keep your finger on that yarn over and go in and make a second one. So like this, again yarn over and third, fourth, 5, 6 and 7, and then pull through all of them, chain. 1, 2, 3, go into the next one, make your slip stitch. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, and the 12th puff will come here. So I hope I remember to join this. We can join this later also, opening we have to open this one and then insert it and then again press. So but we can just directly go through this, so that work will be less later. So 1 2 and 3, and I'm making my last puff into this last stitch. So 1, remember to place your finger, 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, and then bring it out of all of them like this and make your chain. Now we can just make a chain like this, 1 2 and 3. Oh wait, we should have done it here itself. So I'll just hold this and remove this one. So here's my chain. So I've slipped the ring into that chain, the top chain, and now 1 2 and 3, and then we are going to make the slip stitch from the very first stitch where we made a chain 3. So just insert into that stitch here and make your last slip stitch like this. So we have made all our 12 puffs, and the next round we're just going to make three chains and join it here to give it this kind of a border. So we'll work for that. So 1 2 and 3, and here you can see the slip stitch or this first chain on top of your puff stitch. It will be a little flat. If you closely see, they'll be flat on the top, so you can just make a slip stitch there. So just insert your hook and make your slip stitch, and then 1 2 3, and then you're going to join in the same stitch where you made your slip stitch. So just go into that and make your slip stitch like this. Then here it will be a little harder for you to work if you're making these for the first time, because the puffs will come in the way. So you just maneuver your hook like this. You can just grab the yarn, bring it in the front, and 1 2 3. Be careful not to pull these. If these are pulled, then your puff will be spoiled. And after chaining 3, the top chain or the top stitch, you can see it's like it'll be a little flatter than all the other ones. So just go inside that, make your slip stitch again, 1 2 3, and we are going to make a slip stitch in the same stitch where we made the earlier slip stitch. Like this. Then, as I told you, bring the yarn towards your front like this. Make your 3 chains and go on top of your puff stitch to make your slip stitch. And then again the same place we are going to make a slip stitch. Then again bring it in the front and make your chains. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch on top of your puff stitch. 1, 2, 3. Then slip stitch in the same place of the previous round. Bring it in the front. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch on top of the puff stitch. 1, 2, 3. And slip stitch again. 1, 2, 3. Make your slip stitch on top of the puff stitch. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch at the next stitch, in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Go to the next stitch. Make your slip stitch. Bring the yarn in the front. 1, 2, and 3. Join it on top of your puff. 1, 2, 3. Make your slip stitch. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch. Oops. Be very careful of the puffs, otherwise you'll have to make them again, because once a puff is spoiled, if the loops are pulled, then they won't look nice. I think so one of them I have done that. I don't know which one. It's not actually, it's not pulled, but something happened over here and you can see 2 loops there. It's not proper, but since it's a back side, I'm okay with it. Front side is proper, so be very careful of that. So 1, 2, 3. Join it on the top. 1, 2, 3. Make a slip stitch where we made in the previous round. Again 1, 2, 3. Join, slip stitch. Then again make your slip stitch in the bottom in the next chain. One, 2, 3. Insert, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Go for the next one. Don't worry about like where did you start, like where you have to end it, because you'll come to know, because where you didn't do the second round, you'll have only one chain 3 line, but where you have worked, you'll have two chain 3s like this. So you'll come to know. So here on also 2 are there, so I think so, yeah, so correct. So here this one is the last puff, so we are working for the last puff now, so we can end our work over here. So 1, 2, and 3, and then for the last time slip stitch. 1, 2 and 3, and here we are going to, you can see the chain 3 of the first round and chain 3 of the next round where we started. So we can just insert our hook there and make a last slip stitch into the same stitch. And now chain 1 and cut the yarn, and then you can just pull it out, tighten it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So we've made all our 12 puffs, and now we can just weave in the ends. So I'll start with this one. So go towards the wrong side and then just insert it through the puffs like this. There. And then you can just cut it. And since we've covered this one, we'll just cut it off. It's already woven in. And then the center one, suppose your circle gets loose, then you can just pull it and tighten it again, but it's already tight, so we don't need to do that. Just go through those puffs. Like this. And a beautiful flower keychain is done, puff flower. So there are two looks which you can go for in this. One is the normal look, in which puff will come in the middle and the chains will come, surrounding it. You can just make it proper. You can just stretch it a little bit for your puffs to align, or you can just keep it, under a weight like this. So just keep it for some time and then they'll be all right. So one is you can just leave it as it is, or what you can do is just hold the top of your puff, the chains, and then just push the puff out a bit like this. You can just push the puffs out, so the chains will go behind and your puff will come to the front like this. Like this. So only the flower will be seen. So you can go for both the looks, whichever look you prefer. You can just do that. Isn't this beautiful? Just look at them. I really get amazed that there are so many things that we can make by just one yarn and hook. So many beautiful things, and it's always wonderful to make something by our own hands. We can always buy it, but making something with our own hands is very therapeutic, and the joy which this gives, that these things are made with our own hands, is something else. So I hope you liked this crochet along. So let me know in the comment section that if you want more crochet alongs like this, and if you want to learn something, or if you want to crochet something along with me, not the bigger stuff like sweater and all, but small things like this which we can make it in our life within an hour or so, then we can definitely try that. So do let me know in the comment section that how it was for you, whether it was understandable, whether it was easy. And do try this, and if you try this, then I would love to see them. So I don't know whether I can add my Instagram on this live later. If I'm able to do it, I'll do it, or you can just get my Instagram link from my previous videos or my future videos, and you can send me the photos of what you make on my channel. I would love to see them. So I hope that you enjoyed and that you had a nice time to crochet along with me. So let's meet again very soon, because I want to do this, on a regular basis. But since there are many other works, so I'm not able to do it. So, but if you guys are interested in this, then do leave a comment and let me know that you want more lives like this, crochet alongs like this. I would love to do it with you guys. Okay, so until our next live, bye bye.